Assalamu alaikum. We are going to explain you link budget design and we three group members are working on it. I, Sobia Said, will explain you introduction of it. First of all, we will talk about satellite link. Satellite link is probably the most basic in microwave communication since it is a line of sight path which typically exists between Earth and space. This means that an imaginary line extending between transmitting or receiving Earth station and satellite antennas passes only through atmosphere. Such a link is governed by free space propagation with only limited variation with respect to time due to various constituents of atmosphere. This is the diagram shown. Now we will talk about link budget. Carrier to noise ratio calculation is simplified by use of link budgets, and a link budget is a tabular method for evaluation of received power and noise power in radio link. Link budget is invariably calculated in decibel units so that all quantities including signal and noise power can be calculated by addition and subtraction. It is impossible to design a satellite link at first attempt, and link budget make the task much easier because once a link budget has been established, it is easy to change parameters and recalculate the results. Link budget must be calculated for individual transponder, must be repeated for each of the individual links, and in case of two-way communication there are 4 separate links, each require calculation of carrier to noise ratio. When bent pipe transponder is used, the uplink and downlink carrier to noise ratios are combined to give overall carrier to noise ratios effect. Link budget is calculated for worst case, in which link will have lowest carrier to noise ratio. Factors which contribute to it consist of an earth station which is located at the edge of satellite coverage zone where the received signal is 3 dB lower than in center of zone because of satellite antenna pattern maximum path length from satellite to earth station. Secondly, a low elevation angle at the earth station giving the highest atmospheric path attenuation in clear air and in attenuation on link, causing loss of received signal power and increase in receiving system noise temperature. In order to calculate the carrier to noise ratio, these 3 basic formulas are shown in which we have to consider EIRP, gain and losses, and this shows the noise power at the output terminals of antenna, and this formula is also used to calculate the receiving system noise power, which is usually written in decibel units. Now we will talk that what is EIRP. EIRP is a product of power and gain which is shown, and it describes the combination of transmitter power and antenna gain in terms of equivalent isotropic source with power product and gain in watts radiating uniformly in all directions. This formula is used to calculate EIRP in dB watts. Further, the atmospheric losses will be explained by my next group member Hira. Thank you.
I am Hira Hamid and I will tell you about the atmospheric losses. First, these are the losses which are included in the calculation of link budget. First is ionospheric. Ionospheric effects include all the effects such as Faraday's rotation, time delay, refraction and dispersion. All these effects are significant at frequencies above 10 GHz but below they are not. They must be considered at L, S and C bands where they are very important to consider. Generally, atmospheric losses consist of 4 things and it has been represented by an equation number 1. L is equals to L0 plus L ATM plus L rain and plus L track. Here L0 stands for free space loss, L atmospheric stands for atmospheric losses, L rain encounters all the attenuation which occurs due to rain, and L track losses due to antenna tracking errors. Free space loss is given by 10 log 4 pi r over lambda whole square, and it can also be calculated in dB the expression is given as 32.4 plus 20 log r plus 20 log f. If Earth station to satellite is 42,000 km, frequency of signal is 6 GHz, then free space loss can be calculated in dB as to be 200.4 dB. As this is a very huge amount, so it cannot be ignored, and that is why it has been considered in the calculation of link budget. Other sources of losses are feeder loss, antenna misalignment losses, fixed atmospheric and ionospheric losses, and also effects of rain. Path loss depends upon two things. One is distance and the other one is frequency. It is about 200 dB at C band and about 206 dB at Ku band. Absorption losses also occur due to absorption by atmospheric gases such as oxygen and water vapors. These losses depend upon frequency, elevation angle, altitude above sea level, and absolute humidity. At frequency below 10 GHz, the effect of atmospheric absorption is negligible. Its importance increases with frequencies above 10 GHz, especially with low elevation angles. Rain attenuation is an important climatic effect on a satellite link. Rain results in attenuation of radio waves by scattering and by absorption of energy from the wave. Rain attenuation increases with the frequencies being worse for Ku band than for C band. Enough extra power must be transmitted to overcome all these additional attenuation which are induced by rain to provide adequate link availability, and rain also introduces scintillation, and it causes scattering of electromagnetic waves by raindrops. The prediction of rain attenuation is a statistical process, and many models have been developed which yield results that confirm experimental observation. These models relate to operating frequencies, rain rate statistics by geographic location, as well as the proposed link availability. During satellite application, we need to assess the allocate performance for each source of gain. For that reason, a standardized link budget software tool should be used. Previously, everyone used to make his own personalized methodologies and format for their own link, but now a standardized link budget has been presented. Now Sidra will present the example of link budget.
We will now evaluate a specific example using a simplified link budget containing the primary contributors. This will include a typical format and some guidelines for a practical approach. Separate uplink and downlink budgets are provided. Our evaluation of the total end-to-end links presumes that use of band-pipe repeater. The detailed engineering comes into play with the development of each entry of the table. Several of the entries are calculated using straightforward mathematical equations. Others must be obtained through actual measurements or at least estimates thereof. This particular example will be used to explain the link budget analysis in C-band which is in the geostationary Earth orbit and carries 24 C-band transponders. This table will present in the next slide that downlink budget in a manner that identifies the characteristics of the satellite transmitter and antenna, the path, receiving antenna, and the expected performance of the earth station receivers. This diagram shows the link budget calculation must be made for an earth station at the edge of the coverage zone of the satellite where the effective gain of the antenna is 3 dB. The saturated output power of the transponder is 13 dB watt and an output back off of 2 dB, so that the transmitted power by the transponder is 11 dB watt. EIRP of the transponder and antenna is PTGT and it comes to be 31 dB. The receiving earth station has an antenna gain of 49.7 dB. The maximum path length for a geosatellite link, which gives a path loss of 196.5 dB. So in total, the received power at the earth station is calculated as minus 119.5 dB watt. The other thing that is calculated by the noise power in clear air by the formula noise power is equal to KT as beta n is calculated as minus 135.5 dB. So the carrier to noise ratio in receiver in clear air is given as 16 dB. Now we will calculate the downlink budget with rain, as the rain is a heavy effect on the link budget analysis. The received carrier power is now reduced by 1 dB because of the rain attenuation, and the system noise temperature is increased by 2.3 dB. This shows the new downlink budget in rain. Rainfall therefore degrades the noise carrier to noise ratio in two ways. Now it is reduced to 12.7 dB from 16 dB. It occurs because of attenuation and the carrier wave by increasing sky noise temperature. Uplink budget. Uplink budget analysis is done for calculating the overall link budget. The repeater in the design is simple, band pipe that does not alter or recover data from the transmission from the uplink. The noise on the uplink will be transferred directly to the downlink and added to the downlink. Rainfall results in attenuation of the signal and an increase in noise temperature, degrading the carrier to noise ratio at the satellite in two ways. The increase in noise, however, is not usually a major factor for the uplink. The downlink C/N is usually less than the uplink C/N, and in many cases it is much less. This is true primarily because of the limited EIRP available from the satellite. This is a complex process and can only be assessed for the particular transmission system design in a digital processing satellite. The budget for overall link budget is now calculated. This is done by adding the uplink budget, carrier to noise ratio and downlink carrier to noise ratio. In short, we first of all estimated the overall link specifications, then we calculated downlink budget, then we calculated the uplink budget, and finally overall link budget. Why we use link budget? Use of link budget includes the satellite look angles, EIRP versus Earth station sizing, sun outage prediction, and rain attenuation, etc. References are there. Thank you so much.